obviously Walsall back in the player final. Fantastic to see. Talk through those semi-final games. So they, after a kind of tough end to the season, they regrouped really well and performed brilliantly against Chesterfield. How did you assess those performances?
Well, firstly, you're right. It was a tough end to the season, so to actually bounce back like we have is incredible from the staff, the players, and the fans. The fans have been excellent because they could have easily gone on the turn with it. All stuck together, and you had the heartbreak of the last day of the season. Bradford scoring in the 96th minute, thinking you've done it. So you think you're going to be close all season, then you fall off the cliff sort of, and you can't get that win to get over the line. Then you think you've done it the last game of the season, and for the last probably kick of the game to not do it was heartbreaking. But in a funny way, I think we needed that. Don't get me wrong, it'd be nice to go up, but I would say if you are going to go up, the best way to go up is through the playoffs. It's just also the hardest, and we've taken the hardest route. We've had an unbelievable season to get there. We've done everything the hard way. It looked like being so easy up to January, but now we've done it the hard way. It's the hardest way to do it. It's a cup final. It's also promotion. You've got the whole next season in the higher division at stake, so it's massive. But if we can get over the line, it's going to make everything worthwhile. And like you say, it galvanised the team. We beat Crewe. We needed to get that winning feeling back, which we did. And it's almost like the club's just all come together, the fans, the players, the staff. Everyone's gone, right, siege mentality. Everyone's against us. The world's against us. Let's go and win the playoffs. And I thought against Chesterfield, it was excellent. There was a 10-minute spell in the first leg where Chesterfield just started getting on top a little bit. They had the momentum with them, Chesterfield did as well. They're just getting on top, and Tommy Simpkin, Walsall goalkeeper, made a fantastic save. Smashed it. It looked like it was destined for the top corner. He's tipped it out. Brilliant save. And we defended the next 2 or 3 minutes really well. His body's on the line, making blocks. But after that, settled into the game again. Got a really good goal. Class bit of movement. Got the penalty from it. Scored from it. And it seemed to really settle us down, taking the lead. And from that moment, I think there was only one winner, and it was an excellent performance away. Really good away performance. You're always nervous when you go back home, especially with the end of the run in your head. But like I said, you've had that heartbreak. It seems like we've put everything to bed, and now they've got a job to do. And they went and did that job excellent in the second leg. The atmosphere was incredible at the Bescott. I don't want to bleat on about the good old days, but it was reminiscent of when we had some successes in the past, and it was an outstanding. The fans are craving that success, and the lads produced for them on the in the semi-finals. So hopefully they handle the occasion in the final against a good Wimbledon side as well. I've played with both Matty Sadler at Walsall and Johnny Jackson as well when I was on loan at Colchester. So I played with them, both great guys. I know they'll have the team. I know Jacko will have his team set up well. So it's about Walsall and what we do, how we handle the occasion, the game plan that's set in place. I think we've hit on form at the right time. We've come back to form at the right time. So I'm hoping, we turn up, we handle the occasion, we handle the nerves and the energy we've got the energy that's needed to go and get through the game and see it through, and hopefully we can get that win, because it'll be unbelievable, and the fans deserve it.
You touched on that togetherness about the club. It does feel like everyone's regrouped and come together at that second leg. It was incredible.
Yeah.
How important is that going to be on Monday, having the backing of the fans and the feeling that the club is together?
It's massive. It's massive, and momentum's it's a huge word in football. To have that momentum back again with us is a massive thing, and it was almost like teams. You see a lot of teams come through, and they'll come from nowhere to get in. They've got the momentum, and they go on to do it. It's because it's so hard to change the momentum in football. We look like we've done it, like you say, which is a fantastic achievement and effort to get to this stage, to turn it round like we did, and get to the win the semi-finals against a decent Chesterfield side as well, to get to the final. It's going to be massive, and you need that togetherness. You need a good staff behind you. Every time I've done it, the staff's been great. The lads have got round each other. You've got experience in there, so you can lean on that as well, because there's a lot of inexperience in there. There's young lads, so you've got to get round each other. You've got to use that team spirit. You've got to use that camaraderie, and it looks like it galvanised them together the last few weeks. So we're going to need that, and it is massive. And take that momentum that you've built up again by winning the last game, winning the semis, take it into the game, nail your game plan down, all stick to it, handle the occasion, use the responsibility that you've got to go out on the pitch and leave everything out there, use that, and then go and perform out there and get over the line. And like I said, if you can do that, there is no better way to get promotion.
And you mentioned it's a tough test against Wimbledon. They're a good solid side. What do you think the route to kind of victory is for Walsall?
It's a tough one, like you say, and it's a final, and you need some luck. You do. As good a game plan as you'll have, and as good players as well as you play, you need that bit of luck, just to get over the line. And it might be a case that there's two good goalkeepers playing, both on loan from higher division clubs. The Wimbledon boy was excellent against Notts County in the semi-finals, and like I mentioned, Tommy Simpkin before, he stepped up at the right time, and they're big players to have in there. They've got big futures, and they're going to learn a lot from this. If they can go out there and perform today, you need your goalkeeper to perform. You need to put bodies on the line like they did in the semi-finals, make the blocks when needed, defend your box really well, and when the chance arises in your attacking end, you've got to take them. And if you can do that, like I say, it's going to be a tough game. It's a big pitch. You look round, it's an amazing pitch. Walsall, when we played well, we're quite attritional at times. We'll get the ball forward, but we can also play. We've got some good players in there. There's lots of energy in there with Jellis. You've got Chang on loan and Hall in there as well with a bit of extra quality. So it is going to be tough because we play with wing backs as well, and it's going to be a tough ask for the wing backs. So again, I think I used a line in the semi-finals. They're not substitutions anymore. They're finishers, and hopefully the same thing happens. The first 11 that start set up the game, give the finishers the platform to come off the bench and finish the job, and that's what they did in the semi-finals, and that's what they're hopefully going to have to do in the final, because it's, like I say, it's massive a squad game now, and everyone's going to be needed.
And say it's a kind of the opportunity to play in League One next year. What would that do for Walsall? Obviously, it's we're playing in League Two, and a big club. A chance to go up into League One. It's a new challenge, obviously a difficult division. But how good would that be to see Walsall up in League One?
Well, it'd be great to see us win at Wembley. Firstly, and that because the fans we've been in the doldrums for quite a while now. It's been tough for the fans, and they're so loyal. They come week in, week out, whatever happens, and they get behind the team. So to actually get the win at Wembley would be amazing to take into next season, going into Division 1, which is, there's steps, there's levels in football, and every time you go up a level, it's tough. You've got to raise your game. But listen, I'm sure the club have looked at that. They'll earmark what players they need to enhance the squad, the players that can go with them, and it's all about, first and foremost, writing yourself in folklore in front of the fans, giving them that glory. Giving them that memories of the day out they're going to have, and winning that trophy and seeing the team lift the trophy at Wembley. And then there's the beauty of the playoffs, because then it is the final, but then it doesn't just all stop there. You're going up to Division 1, so you've got a new adventure, a new journey to go on. And as a player, you want to play at the highest level possible. You want to test yourself. And when I came through, I started in Division 2 with Walsall. Fortunately, we managed to get promotion. We got promoted from Division 1 to the Champ. Did really well in the Champ. First year we got relegated, but we went straight back up through them playoffs, which was amazing. And I think we needed it to get through the playoffs and lift, like I said, because everyone goes with you. You've got the euphoria of lifting the trophy to take into the next season, and that carried us through into next season, into the Championship at the time, and we ended up having 5 great years in the Championship. And so I think it's really important that it has through the playoffs, because it'll lift the whole club. The fans get the glory they've been waiting for and craving. And it'll carry us through into next season, Division 1, a couple of tweaks as well, and then enhance the squads. No reason why we can't do well in that division as well.
And you touch on your kind of playoff experience there. Touch on that as a player. What is the experience like, obviously, to finish a season, to then go again, and obviously end up on a massive day out like this?
There's nothing like it. I've said before, I think the two best inventions in football in modern history has been the playoffs and the back pass rule. Both came in as I was starting my journey in football, and loved, they enhanced the game massively. So yeah, it's amazing to be able to do it. Go on, what was your question again? Because I got carried away. I went back in time there. I literally went back in time and had a moment.
Yeah, just like on what it's like as a player going through the playoffs.
Yeah, like I said, they are the best invention of all time. They enhance football massively. So I don't think there's a feeling quite like it. You watch the playoff games, you watch the semi-finals, and it's just colourful. It's amazing. It's bright. And you go through as a player. the most emotions you could probably ever go through. You know, you've got the waiting, you've got the build up to it, you've got the nerves kicking in, you've got the excitement, you've got the apprehension, the self-doubt creeps in at times, and you have to give your head a wobble and go again, and then you envision yourself winning it, and then the excitement kicks back in. But I think once that's all beforehand, and that's where you need good teammates around you, good experience and good staff around you, and you settle you down nicely. You've got a good game plan that you've all bought into will help, so you know exactly what you want to do. And I think once the game kicks off, okay, it's just another game. But once the game kicks off, you treat it like that, and you know you've got a job to do. And I always thought, we always said, we have a responsibility to ourselves to win it, to the fans to win it, and the club to win it. So we took that on board, and there is a job to do. You can enjoy it after when you win it. There's not many games like this you probably enjoy the game massively. It's always you focus, you're switched on, so you don't have time to enjoy it. But you can enjoy it when you win the game, and if you can get over the line and win it and lift that trophy, there's no better feeling.
And you've touched on Simpkin there a little bit. Has there been kind of a player that you've enjoyed watching the most for Walsall this season?
Well, I enjoyed watching all of them until January. It was outstanding, all of them across the board. But no, there's been some really good performances, consistent performances as well. Obviously, we had the boy Nathan Lowe went back to Stoke, who was a big loss for us, and it's been tough. But I think you look at like the lads who have come through from non-league and really stepped up, like Jellis and Harry Williams has been excellent at the back, and the energy we've got in there is great. And we've hit on everyone's been used throughout the season, and there's been some great performances. The wing backs, Liam Gordon and Conor Barrett, started incredibly well. It's hard to go through that season when you're not used to playing at that intensity and that level, to come from non-league to actually go into it. It's tough to sustain it for the whole season. So I think it's been important that the lads we took on loan as well, especially you've got a Simway in there as well who's on loan. He's been excellent when he's coming at wing back, and it's given us some new energy to the team. And Chang's coming, looks a really good player on loan. You've got Hall in there who's got that energy, and Jellis. And the game against Chesterfield, epitomised that pace you need and the energy you need. And you had Jamal Matt leading the line up front like a battering ram, and then you had Jellis and Hall running off him as well. And their work rate was outstanding. And listen, some great performances all year, none more so than the semi-final games. They're going to have to use all that experience, and you'll look back on it and go, right, what got us over the line? What did we do? Well, it starts with that work rate. You have to give everything you've got when you go out there, and they did that against Chesterfield, and they're going to have to do that again out there. Whoever gets the nod from the manager, how they're going to play, has to go and leave everything out there. And yeah, listen, whatever's gone on the rest of the season is put to bed now, and this is the final. This is the be-all end-all. You've got that responsibility to go and have a right, go and leave it all out there and get over the line.
And last of all, obviously it's early days looking ahead to next season, but are there any players or teams that Walsall have come up against this season or Walsall players themselves who you think are ones to watch for next season?
What, as players?
Yeah, or teams in general.
Yeah, do you know what? I live in Lincoln, and I've watched a lot of Division 1 with Lincoln. I've done the radio and that with Lincoln, and it's a really tough league. It's a really hard league. I think it was only Birmingham last year who cruised it and flew ahead, and Wrexham obviously went with it. They had a couple of promotions, so there's no reason why you can't go up to Division 1 and really have a right go at it and get as high up as you can in it. But it's a tough division. There's some really good teams in it. You look at the ones who missed the playoffs and that, and you're looking, Orient sneaked in, and you're Charlton in there, and Stockport missed out. I thought Stockport was excellent as well, so they're still in the division next year. So there's some really good teams in there. The ones that go up as well, they're all excited. They all want to do the same thing, and they all want to push on. So it's a really tough division, the big league. Firstly, you've got to get over the line. If we can get over the line, I'm sure the club have got things in place as well, and earmark those players you're talking about that can enhance what the manager wants to do. But like I say, it's a real tough league, Division 1, and some good teams in it and some really good players.
All right.